Hey everybody, Vulture Rash. Welcome back to 365 Days of Irish Tenor Banjo Tunes. Those of you who might just be joining us, this is my New Year's resolution. Pick up the banjo at least once a day and try and learn a new tune. I am a beginner and I'm hoping to get better, and this is one way I'm kind of forcing myself. It's mostly for motivation and accountability more than it is any sort of tutorial. Today we're going to be playing number 78 in the big book of 365 Irish tunes. Health to the Ladies. It is a jig in A. I don't have a lot of tunes in A, that's for sure. And I think what I'm going to do with this one, so the first time through, we'll play it slow like normal. The second time, I think what we're going to do, I found this cool resource. It says it's like a Bodrin metronome for practicing Irish music. Hopefully they don't get annoyed with me for using it on a video, but I'll give them a shout out. I'll put a link in the comments to where you can find it and maybe give them some love. So the idea behind it is, again, we're playing a jig, so we're trying to get that down, up, down, down, up, down sort of rhythm into things. And because the bodhrán sort of naturally has that, it gives you that as opposed to practicing with a metronome, which is just duck, 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 very precise, right? Whereas we're trying to get a little bit of swing into things. So we're probably going to give that a go and see how it works. And maybe even if it's terrible, I'll just put it up there. It's my first time ever using it. I think it's probably a good idea. And I've played this tune before and I know the melody fairly well, so it's probably a good one to work on it with. Okay, so health to the ladies. Okay, so maybe you've noticed in some of my songs that I do, especially when it's more difficult parts, like I might be on time, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I get to a difficult part and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd like to improve that. So I don't want to be a robot with a metronome. I still want to have swing and that Irish feel to the tune, but I don't want to be slowing down and speeding up. I find that particularly difficult when I do the very first time through and I start off, I try and do it as slow or relatively slow, and I find I always tend to speed up. And even just in practicing, I find I kind of keep getting increasingly fast to the point where I can't play the tune anymore, but I can't seem to slow myself back down either. So anyways, I found this guy on YouTube, John Antonson. I will put a link to it. And he has, if you search on YouTube for jig 70 BPM bodhrán metronome for practicing Irish traditional music. So he has them for jigs, he has them for reels, anywhere from 60 to 100, I believe it is, or something like that. So it really gives you options for where you're at in your playing, and it gives you that sort of timing of getting the flow. The nice thing about it compared to a metronome is it's not going to be so da 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 da. Okay, so let's give it a play here. You can see what it sounds like on its own, and then I'm going to try and do some practice with it and maybe even record my final piece with it, and hopefully he doesn't mind that I'm using it for, I think, what he's intended, and maybe it helps bring a few people to see it. It does say they're free, but he's got a spot for PayPal donations. So if you want to chip in and help him out, that'd be cool too. All right, let's give it a play and see. It's got a count in. See, it's got that feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dun, 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 dun. It's pretty cool. So I am going to practice with this, and then we'll see if I can play to it for you.
A few moments later.
Okay, I think that's it for the night. I practiced that quite a long time. I think it was a really worthwhile exercise. I found it particularly difficult at the beginning. I did 60 beats per minute, 70 beats per minute. I tried 80, but there was like just no way that was going to work for me. I could get kind of, if I was lucky, I got into this to the beat part, not very far. But I think that's a really good exercise to do once in a while. Not with a metronome, but with that particular thing. And like I said, I'll put a link to it in the description. Anyways, thanks very much. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.